Welcome to the 5th episode of The Lag Show. I'm joined once again with your boy, Cody.
Hey, I'm back again. Although I was apparently fired last time, so I don't know why I'm here. But
Don't push it.
we'll see how long I last this time.
Oh, what do we got today?
All right, so today we're gonna at least start talking about like upcoming games that we're kind of looking forward to or not looking forward to. Just like generally, just anything that's upcoming that we think is interesting or worth highlighting. So yeah, I think I'll start us off really quick. And
Whoa. Before we get started, so say this is obviously we didn't have a stream this last week. Hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. We'll be back on our regular schedule every Friday at 6:30 on Twitch. So make sure and catch that. Yeah. This video is going to go live before the stream actually starts on Friday. So make sure and check that out.
Yep, this is our one time so far that we aren't doing it live. So, anyways, now back to what we're doing. So, I guess I'm gonna start off with a game that's like kind of we're both looking forward to. I guess Starfield, I think, is a game that we both are like looking into. At least, like, I hope it's gonna be a good game because, like, here's the thing: my hype for Starfield was like higher when it was like first kind of announced at E3, but then like after seeing Fallout 76, I'm kind of concerned about the quality, especially because they said that for both Starfield and The Elder Scrolls 6, they're both going to still be using the same engine as
the same engine they've been using for a decade.
Yeah, since Morrowind. Yeah, it's literally the same engine still for all the games, and I'm like, guys, sometime you've got to stop. Sometime.
I mean,
like,
in their benefit or to their defense, I'm sure that it's been heavily like modified.
Well, yeah,
by now.
I'm sure it's been through a lot of iterations, and I'm sure it's like somewhat unrecognizable from the original stuff. But at the same time, there's still like core like issues with the engine that have never been addressed, you know, and the bugs that just have still never been fixed. Like for example, there's bugs in Fallout 4 that were there at launch that are present in Fallout 76 because they were just never patched. And Bethesda's like said they've known about the bug the whole time, and they've just never fixed it. They literally let it go into another game, which is, you know, that's pretty bad. And so that's kind of my concern with The Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield. But I'm obviously hoping for the best for the games because I want them to succeed. I want them to be good games. You know, I don't want them to have bad content. But yeah, Starfield, looking forward to that. And then also, as we kind of started mentioning it, The Elder Scrolls 6 as well. But that one's really far out.
Yeah, it's like Starfield's supposed to be the next release from Bethesda, and then they said that the Elder Scrolls 6 would come after that, and they said that Starfield is also like not really that close to being released.
Starfield's not close, and then after that, the Elder Scrolls 6.
If I had to put a best guess, I would say that Elder Scrolls 6 is at least like 4 to 6 years away.
See, I would say Elder Scrolls 6 probably a solid 5 or 6. I wouldn't even, if it's 4 years, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, I would be surprised too if it was 4 years away.
Yeah, so I still think we're like probably 2 years away from Starfield, if not 3. Probably 2 years. Starfield. I hope. 2 years.
Yeah, and I'm gonna play Elder Scrolls 6 right away so I can experience all the great bugs that are gonna be in the game.
Oh, it's gonna be amazing. Well, it's all their games. Well, okay, that's another thing. Like Bethesda like leans into the memes almost too hard now with the bugs. They're like, oh, apparently our games have bugs. I read it on the internet. It's like yeah, we know, Todd. It's like, yes, it's kind of a joke, but the thing is, like, it's not really a good thing either. Just because they're all really funny doesn't mean that it's actually good that they're in the game. Yeah, so that's kind of our like Bethesda games, I guess. And then here's some more games that I just had to like jot it down really quick. Doom Eternal is coming out.
What?
2019, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, Doom. That's what you said. I just didn't know.
Yeah, Doom Eternal. Yeah, looks pretty cool. Decent, but then again, I've never like actually like owned a Doom game, so I'm
I was
just
gonna
not really.
say this might trigger people, but
like,
I don't think I've ever played a Doom game before.
Yeah, I think I might have played a Doom game for like 5 minutes before, and it was like the Doom 1 on like, or like I don't even remember what console it was on. But it was on console. I played like the first Doom for like 5 minutes. That was it. But I've never played another Doom since then, so I don't really like care. I guess like might sound a little harsh, but I mean I've just never been into the franchise, so I mean if people are into it, they might like it, but I've just never really been a fan of it, so it's whatever. And then Rage 2. Kind of the same thing. Never been into the franchise, and their announcement was absolutely cringy as hell. Do you remember that?
I remember seeing like videos for each. I mean, I know I watched the announcement, but I don't really remember.
It was like the thing where they had like the live rock band.
Oh yeah.
And all these gamers are sitting here like what are you doing here? Like it's not a rock concert. It's E3. Like, yeah, it was just so like out of place. It just didn't fit at all. So yeah, that was interesting, sure. But yeah, again with that game, never played the first Rage. Don't really know what the whole thing's about. Apparently it's just about a bunch of mayhem and stuff. I'm like, okay, sounds fine, I guess, if you're into that. And we got Gears 5. I'm also not a Gears fan, but I did play. I mean, Gears of War 1 briefly. So
I played Gears 3, I borrowed it from a friend, and I played it for a while, but never really got, like, that into it, so...
Yeah, I gotcha. And then another game, Crackdown 3. Now, the original Crackdown, I think, was free on Xbox 360, so the games with gold, I think. And so I started playing Crackdown 1 because of that, but I never really got too far into it. I don't know, I just didn't really, like... I mean, I guess I just didn't get deep enough into the game to really enjoy it, because apparently it's like a really good franchise and everyone just loves it, but I don't know, I never really saw it.
I was gonna say, like the hype and like disappointment that Crackdown 3 was delayed was enormous, but I don't think I honestly never even heard of it before now, so...
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd heard of the brand before. I knew it was like one of Microsoft babies or whatever. But like the thing is that I've never met anyone else on Xbox anyways that gave any shits at all about Crackdown. Yeah. So I don't actually know like who these people are that are really hyped about it. Like I've never seen them, but I'm sure they exist. I mean, of course, there's fans for every game, you know. But I guess like I just never really saw like the hype for this franchise. But whatever. What about Anthem? I know you're kind of hyped about that one.
Yeah, I'm a little undecided on the hype for Anthem.
Oh yeah? Because before, originally you were like super hyped about it. Originally you were.
I mean, I still kinda am, but like what I've watched of the game, I'm just really worried that the enemies are gonna be super boring. Like okay. I think the exploration and the idea of it's fine. Like, I like the idea of the open world, like, you have the javelins and whatnot. I think that's fine, but, yeah, I'm worried that, like, it's gonna be like, run here, kill this enemy that doesn't know how to kill you, and then run back.
Isn't it like, it's kind of like fetching, like, go kill, fetch some stuff, and then you come back quests, basically?
Yeah, with enemies that aren't fun to kill.
Gotcha.
So I mean, yeah, I don't. It depends. Like if the quests are interesting and there's like a decent reason to leave the whatever base it is, and the enemies are fine, then I think I'll like it and I think I'll get it. But we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, for me, like when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, this game looks. I mean, it looks cool. But like. I guess the moment that like in the trailer specifically when they like went out and like started flying around and stuff and then they immediately went into like combat, I was like, I don't know if that's gonna be how the actual game works. Would you just go from like this hub area to like flying over this area and then just like greeting right into combat? I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna actually work that way. And then also, if it does work that way, right? Like let's say if the world is like that fluid or whatever, like how big is this world gonna be? You know? If they're gonna have to like make it all like work together in like this flawless method, then how?
Yeah, apparently it's supposed to be pretty big, but I don't know.
Yeah, because that's the thing. If it's not a very big world, then it's like, who cares, you know? So that's kind of my concern, is that you'd have to reuse like the same areas like a lot, and that's not good. Anytime you have to reuse a lot of the same like levels for missions is not an ideal thing to do. Because then you just start seeing the same like terrain over and over again, and it gets really boring really quickly. It's like the Division. We have to play the incursions 24/7. Just like, well, I've been here a million times, but
yeah, that's another game actually. Since you mentioned
Division
it.
2.
Yeah, the Division 2.
Yeah, it was a good segue, wasn't it? So yeah, so Division 2 coming out. I think it's like probably be better than the Division 1. I think.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to come out in what, March? I think. March 2019. Pretty sure.
Take him down. Not sure. I'll look really quick. Let's see, March 15th, 2019. Yeah. Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Windows. Yeah. So yeah, that one's looking pretty good. At least I hope.
Yeah, I hope they do. I don't know, like when Survival came out, like the Last Stand DLC for the Division, when Survival came out, that should have been the entire game. Survival was way more fun than anything in the base game. And so I hope they bring more of that to the table with the Division 2.
More gameplay like that, or just like bring that to the game like right away. Essentially make that like a mode from the get-go instead of like tacking it on at the very end to try and kind of like save the game, because it was already almost a dead game before that.
Yeah. And I don't know, like I didn't have like any super big gripes about the Division, to be honest. I mean, a lot of people hated on it. I mean, and I think a lot of that stemmed from the hate that it got from the
Dark Side,
the E3 reveal, because the E3 trailer was such high quality and like cinematic that everybody was like, oh, super pumped for it, and then it came out and it's like, well, you know, they do that to us all the time. So
yeah, the graphics quality, like presented in the E3 trailer, it's like, oh my god, this is amazing. It's like even game, and it's like poop. It's poop quality. You're like, wow. Yeah. I'm so shocked. This has never happened before, guys. They've never debated us. Yeah, hopefully they don't do that again. I mean, so that's it. The Division 2's in Washington, D.C. this time, instead of New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, should be fun.
So some more rural, yeah, if I could say that word.
Rural?
Yeah.
Rural?
It's more of that area instead of in the city. So I think that'll help a little bit. It should make the map a little more open.
Yeah, that's actually very true. Because on the Division, like literally most of the map, you look up and all you see is skyscrapers. Like you can't see like the sky. Like, a lot. There's just a lot of buildings, you know. Yeah. Whereas like in a much more like flat urban area, like it's still urban, obviously, Washington D.C., but like you know, it's a lot flatter in general, so you can see a lot farther.
I know that we definitely need another zombies game, but let's be real, the Division had the right story for it. They kind of let me down a little bit.
Oh yeah, letting you down.
Because honestly, I was expecting when I heard Last Stand DLC, I was like, yo, that's some zombies.
You were just expecting it to be like
I kind of was. I mean, I know they said, well, they said like we're not gonna go that route, but in the back of my head, I was like, yeah, you are.
It's like, oh, but you want to.
Yeah. We all see it. We all know it's possible.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. Yeah. I don't know. It would be interesting if they like. I mean, even if it's for like a meme or something, if they just did it just to do it, you know, like it's like a side game. That'd be pretty cool. Just add the zombies mode to it, even though it's not been done a million times. But
yeah. Cool. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not, even though there's so many zombies games, I can't say that I'm really like tired of them, I guess. Like, if they're done right, they're all halfway decent games.
That's true.
So I mean, if they mixed like survival with zombies, that'd be pretty lit.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Okay, I know we briefly mentioned this like before, a while ago, about how survival mode is kind of like Battle Royale before it was big.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. It's just like a different mechanic of like forcing people in the middle instead of like having like a gas or a circle or whatever you want to call it, you know?
Yeah.
Circle moving in. Whereas instead it's just like you have a certain amount of time to like escape before you just die, and so you just have to go to the DZ eventually to extract. And like honestly, it kind of surprised me when I thought about it. I was like, wow, they did this before it was even like a thing. They didn't even market it that way either. They didn't even market it as a battle royale.
No, they didn't.
Which is it's basically what it is. But yeah.
Yeah, I really liked survival. I thought it was
fun.
It was different, and it was fun because, I mean, it was hard, but it was like a good kind of hard. Like some games are just stupid hard.
Yeah, but like that's like the incursions when you're playing the highest difficulty. Yeah, and you don't have like a good team. Like
the incursions were a bit much, in my opinion. Like,
yeah,
it was just so tedious to play the incursions.
Yeah, that was the main issue. They were too tedious, and the enemies just like they just never died. There's shoot so many of them.
No,
I mean it would just seem pointless. Like I don't know. And plus, they always came from the same place. It was just like repetition, wave after wave. Like for the first incursion, you know, it was literally just a wave-based incursion. Like you literally knew.
Yeah, wave-based incursion with like what 2 checkpoints. It was ridiculous. You could spend spend an hour doing that incursion. Die once, like your team dies once, and then you're all the way back to the beginning. It's like holy shit.
Yeah, that's actually so true. The fact that you could die.
They got a little bit better at that as it went on.
Yeah, they added better checkpoints to the other incursions, I think. But like, dude, the first one was so awful. The fact that if you died like around like what was it, wave 10, you have to like go back all the way. Was it all the way or round 1, or was it like round 7 or something?
That was like all the way. I'm pretty sure.
I haven't played it in a while.
I don't know. Yeah, it's been so long since I've played
it. Don't quote me on that. But from what I remember, it was a huge pain in the ass. Yeah, that's what I don't like. Missions that are like that you have to play to get in-game loot, but are just like super tedious and like uninteresting. Just like are too predictable, so to speak. Even if you have to replay it, obviously, to get like a lot of loot, like that's how like these grindy games work. Like at least make it so there's some kind of variety possible in the mission, you know.
Yeah, and another thing is like, I hope they have like a more diverse like group of enemies.
Yeah, instead of just like a shotgun dude, a sniper dude.
Yeah, it was like I mean, you had like 4 different like you had 4 different factions of enemies or whatever in the division, and then they all had a shotgun guy or like a close range guy.
Yep. They
all had a sniper. And then they all had just a regular dude, and I'm just like, okay.
And they all had like heavies too.
Yeah.
Right. Well, different varieties of heavies, like the cleaners had like the flamethrower guys. Yeah. Those guys were interesting, you know, a little different, but they're super OP. Like they touch you with a fire and just dead.
Yeah. But, you want to talk about OP? How about the shotgun guys that have no regard for their own lives and just come bolt straight at you?
One kamikaze boys.
One pump, he done.
That's pretty much how it went.
It was. It's like, oh, there's a shotgun wave coming. Turn around and run the other way, boys.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you were dug in over here? Just kidding. Now you're not. I would suggest falling back about 50 to 100 feet.
Yeah, those guys were ridiculous. They were tanks with 1-shot guns. It was like, what the fuck?
It was pretty true, because like it was just so funny though when like the doors would open onto like a new round, and then like 3 or 4 would just run out of a door, and you're like, oh shit, and you just back up. It's pretty great.
Yeah, another thing, I hope in the Division 2 they do a little bit like more immersive story. Because like the story,
I didn't really care at all about the story.
I didn't. They're like, oh, millions of people are dead because this dude like put a disease on some bills during like Black Friday or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. I mean, like cool. It just didn't make you care about it at all. It was like, for this mission, you're gonna go find out like where the source of the bills came from, and I was like, I could care less. Like, there's no consequences to what I do, really, or like what I find out. So
well, that's another thing. Yeah, like I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it was very much a story that you were on the ride for, but you didn't really have a choice in like you didn't like make any change, like difference in like the story. Like what you did.
That and oh, how do I want to say this? Like there were I don't know. From the trailer of the Division 2, it looks like there's a possibility for like NPCs.
Mm-hmm.
There were none of those in the first division.
Yeah, that's well. There's like the people in like
I guess
like their post office thing. That's it though. That's like just
right.
like
There's
vendors and
those, but I
crap.
mean like out and just like out and about in the world. And I guess there were like civilians every once in a while out walking around.
Okay, but the thing. Okay, here's.
But they were
you can't just
worthless.
like you can't pass like just like random civilians walking around as like good NPCs because all they do is like occasionally one of them will be like, "Hey, can I have some food?" And you'll give them a piece of food and they'll like give you their jacket when it's like 0 degrees out, and I'm like, "What are you doing? Give me a jacket when it's 0 degrees." Like one, it makes no sense like logically. I understand it's for like a game mechanic to like give you loot, but it just makes zero
it was like,
sense.
"Oh, can you spare some
what?
food?" And then I give her food, and then she'd hand me a candy bar. It's like, why don't you just eat this, you dumb bitch?
Well, no, it's like you give me a can of I could give him like a can of food or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, thanks. Here's like my entire winter coat, and I'm like, dude, holy shit, Al, what are you doing?
Seriously, because I'm pretty sure they could give you like canned goods or like
Could you?
yeah, I think
I
so.
That's actually even more funny if they could give you food back when they ask for food. That would be actually amazing.
I could be mistaken on that, to be honest, but
yeah, I thought they only gave you like accessory things. And I'm like,
I don't.
Like
Really
I get how it's a game mechanic, but it's like in terms of like logic, it makes zero sense at all. Yeah. Anyways, we spent some good time on the Division 2. Might want to get to.
Might want to have a shameless merch plug.
Yo, that's actually a great idea. You know, it's almost time for one of those. So, yeah, don't forget to go visit lag.show/store for all your merch needs.
Yes, t-shirts, hoodies, not t-shirts, you know, ones with sleeves. Notebooks, laptop cases. We got your laptop covered.
We got you and your laptop covered.
Yeah.
Sweatpants, whatever.
Yeah.
Literally everything. You will find something that you need there, I'm sure. But if you don't need it, just buy it anyways.
If you think you don't need it, you're wrong.
Exactly. I'm gonna quote Tom's Hardware on the 2080 Ti real quick. Just buy it. It's quote of the year from Tom's Hardware. Just buy it. Anyways, so moving right along, let's talk about Cyberpunk 2077. What do you think about that one? I'm thinking it's gonna be pretty. I think it's gonna be game of the year.
I'm thinking you're hyped for it, and I'm like, I don't know, borderline, I guess. I don't know. Like I watched like the gameplay demos and stuff like that. But I don't like. I don't know. I think it could be really good, but for some reason I'm just like not feeling the hype for it.
Alright. I mean, like I don't know.
I don't have a good reason of why. I'm just not.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's kind of like a ballsy thing to say it's game of the year before it's even come out, but like I don't know, just like based on like CD Projekt Red's like track record and just like the amount of detail and stuff you're gonna put in it, like, it's gonna be a top contender for sure.
Oh yeah.
Unless it's like a bit, unless they just like unless what they showed is nothing at all like the actual game, it's gonna be up for the game of the year. Unless they're completely like misleading us, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but yeah, Project Red is a great studio, so I have high expectations for the game, even though like I'm not like hyped about it. I still have high expectations.
Oh, for sure. Well, the thing is, that, like, everyone's setting their expectations pretty high after The Witcher 3, and like the gameplay demo we saw, everyone's like, "Whoa, dude, this is gonna be crazy." But yeah, that's definitely like I guess out of all the games right now, that's the one I'm like most hyped for. That's gonna like come out soon, I guess, because obviously like the Elder Scrolls 6, like yeah, I'm really excited for that game, but it's so far down the line, I don't really think about it. You know, it's like it's like someday, you know,
ridiculously far away. I mean, we're gonna be on a new generation of like consoles and hardware by then.
Yeah, that's actually very true. I wouldn't be surprised if it came out as like I don't even know if it would be like a launch title for like the next generation of consoles. You know, it might
probably
be,
not, because I'm pretty sure they're talking about like announcing the next like generation of consoles in 2020. The PS5 is actually like rumored to be announced in like next year, while the Xbox, like the next Xbox, whatever the I don't know. I think
Xbox 2
it's
code name.
Or no, it's Scarlet. That's what they're calling it right now. It's
Scarlet.
Yeah.
AKA Xbox 2.
Yeah, the Xbox like Scarlet Fever.
Technically the fourth Xbox. Or is it? Yeah, technically the fourth, unless you count the Xbox One X as the fourth, but it's still kind of like just an upgrade of the one. So I don't know what you call it.
I'm just gonna call it the Scarlet Fever.
Scarlet Fever. Gotcha.
Yo, if that's not their PR push for branding, they need to hire me immediately.
Jesus. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So for Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah. I mean, like,
got that Xbox Fever.
Yep. Xbox Fever. Jesus. Yeah. So I guess there's that game, and then Kingdom Hearts 3. Not a game that either of us really talked about at all, but I know that like,
dude,
everyone was talking about it when it was announced, and I'm like, I don't even know what this game is.
I attempted to play a Kingdom Hearts game once, and granted, it was a long time ago. It was like PS2 days, and I was like, what the hell is this? Like, I tried to play it.
I never heard of the brand. No, I never heard of it until it was announced for the third one. I'm like, what even is this brand?
I literally can't tell you what the game was about, but I know I spawned on like a beach, and I could never get off the beach. Like I literally ran around. I was like, I have no clue what I'm supposed to do. I can't figure anything out. I was like, yeah, I'm done. And then I went back to playing San Andreas as well.
There you go. Ooh, oh, yeah. Like, I literally had never even heard of this like game series at all until it was announced at E3, and I was like, okay. Apparently it's just a big deal, but I don't know about it. Because what was the big deal? They were adding some character to it. I forget what the character was.
I have no idea.
But everyone was like super hyped, like, oh my god, this is Kingdom Hearts. I'm like, okay. Yeah. Speaking of which, we mentioned it very briefly. Grand Theft Auto. What about GTA 6?
Yeah, that's facts. Give me that now. They haven't even confirmed it yet.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, because Red Dead 2 just came out, and like, it was funny. The guy was like, "I'm really glad I'm not releasing GTA 6 right now." He wanted to release Red Dead 2 instead of GTA 6 in 2018. His reasons. But yeah, that game's gonna be pretty big whenever it comes out. Probably in like 3 or 4 years, I bet, at least.
They have a lot of hype to live up to.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, because GTA 5 is still, I'm pretty sure, like the biggest entertainment product in history.
Yeah.
So definitely, because what, they make like $1 billion in the first 24 hours, something like that.
It was.
Like, it was something like that. It was pretty funny. I mean, honestly, pretty dope.
The game was a good game. Like, even before online came out, it was still a good game.
It was definitely a good game. And then, well, okay, the thing is, like, what that sucked, though, and I hope that they, like, they have at least fix a Red Dead 2 and then GTA 6, of course, is their online rollout was just, like, absolutely piss poor for GTA 5. You know how bad it was at first? It was
yeah,
just,
you, could not play. It was miserable. I forgot about that.
It was like, hey, GTA Online's out. It's like, just kidding. Wait another like month. Maybe you can connect.
Oh man, I forgot all about that until you said that.
It was
bad. So garbage.
Yeah, like literally, you would be playing. You would try to connect, and it would take like 20 minutes to connect to a server, and then you get like kicked off, and you have to do it again. And it was like terrible.
You were lucky if you could make it past the character selection screen.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, you try and like make a character.
Yeah.
And you could, if you made it past there, like you made it into the game. And but a lot of times you would just be stuck there, like in the clouds, you know, like where like the loading in the clouds, and you'd sit there forever.
And then just, like, you'd have to wait through the GTA Online intro video again.
Every time.
Every single time.
Yeah, because until you like actually finished the mission, you had to keep redoing it, and you just had to rewatch it. Man, that was in the butt, dude.
That was garbage.
So that's what I'm looking forward to Red Dead 2. How for the Red Dead Online rollout? What's it gonna be like? You know, is it gonna be like GTA 5 again? Because I hope their servers are ready. Like, I'm just saying, I hope they're actually prepared this time. And
maybe, maybe that's what I'll play next week.
Oh, Red Dead Online,
or
Red Dead 2.
Either or.
Well, when does Red Dead Online even come out?
It's out on beta right now, actually.
Oh, cool.
for like the Ultimate Edition users or whatever. People who bought the Ultimate Edition of the game.
Yeah, people who pay a crap ton.
People who are tryhards.
Tryhards. Well, people who are just fans of the game, but that's okay. Yeah. Anyway, so what else? I mean, I know you've got a prediction. You kind of want to.
Yeah, I mean, somebody watching this might be like, "Yo, why the hell is this guy playing like a 10-year-old game?"
That's a valid question.
It's 2018 out here, and you're right. It is 2018 out here, and in here, wherever you are, still 2018. Anyway, it hasn't been announced, but I already know a game that's going to come out. And
this is actually unconfirmed, by the way.
Oh no, it is confirmed. It is factual.
This is all in air quotes, by the way.
Don't you mislead people here.
That's what I'm telling them to be ready for this not to be the case, but let's hope
a game that is going to be released in 2019 is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. And I'll back up my facts.
Why are you making this a huge assertion here? What are you making this call for?
Because 2019 happens to fall on one out of the three, like, because everybody knows, like, well, not everybody, but people know that Call of Duty is in a 3-year cycle with developers Treyarch, Sledgehammer Games, and Infinity Ward. 2019 is Infinity Ward's year, which they're the makers of MW2. Secondly, it's also the 10-year anniversary of MW2.
Man. Oh man.
MW2 was released in 2009. So
sounds like a match made in heaven right there.
The planets and the stars are aligned. Everything's aligned. Align it all.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna happen. I don't know. It's gonna happen.
See, here's the thing. Like,
no, there are no buts. This sounds like a butt.
I'm not saying.
And for making it sound like a butt, you're a butt.
Wow. Okay. At least I'm not fired. That's cool. So, like, here's the thing. I don't think that they would remaster just MW2 and release it.
I mean, I'm not calling it like their release for next year, like their main release.
No, I'm saying.
I think there's also going to be another game.
Okay, so you think there's going to be 2 games made?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a similar deal as it was with like the Modern Warfare Remastered, where it came out with what was it, Infinity War? Like Infinite Warfare?
Infinity War.
Infinity War.
The movie.
Yeah. Shouts out to the Avengers, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's possible. Okay, I would say this. Either they do that, where they release like their main Call of Duty, and then they say like as a bonus or like as a side thing. I really hope it's a side thing. I really hate it when like they make it so you have to buy like Infinite, like you had to buy Infinite Warfare to buy like to get like the remaster. And I was like, what the crap, dude? That was stupid as fuck.
It was stupid because the game
it was so dumb.
Like the game was Infinite Warfare was not hyped enough for them to make that call, in my opinion.
Yeah, like honestly, it should have been the other way around. You buy the remaster, you get the new game, and then people would have bought it. Dude. Oh man. But anyway, so I think they're either gonna do that kind of a thing where they release 2 new games, where they have a new title, and then like the remaster in MW2, or they release, and this is gonna be a little bit iffy if they do this, but it'd be pretty sweet, I think, is if they made a game where they remastered the whole Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3 together into one title, and then somehow made it so you can either play multiplayer, like with only the COD, 4 people, only MW2 and only MW3, or have like some kind of like a mixed thing where you had like the maps from all of the games and all the DLCs put together, and then somehow just merge it all together into one. Like,
I wouldn't mind them doing that actually. If they just took like the best pieces out of each game. I mean, it would like I mean this goes for any game, but it would have to be done well. But I think if it was done well, it would be absolutely incredible.
Yeah, like if they just took like the top like favorite maps sort of out of all 3 games of the trio of the series, and then like just brought in all the guns and somehow rebalanced them, like, you know, to make them work together. Obviously, because you're mixing like games. For example, like the ACR is in 2 games. Which ACR do you take? You know? or just have both of them in the game and just have 2 different ACRs. Have,
2 OP guns.
Yeah, you have 2 OP guns. Yeah, OP in both games. But yeah. See, I think that'd be really cool is if they were able to merge those all together and be able to like play in one huge matchmaking pool out of all these different maps. The only issue with that is that obviously in Modern Warfare Remastered is already a thing, so I'm not sure if they would like reuse that content this soon. But then again, I mean it's Activision, so be like, oh, we can reuse the same assets again for more money. Yes. So I wouldn't put it against them, but I think it'd actually be really cool. I wouldn't even be mad if they reused like the remastered maps from NWR like as part of it,
Yeah.
And then obviously just add all the remastered maps from 2 and 3, and then just made it into one like huge game of like just call it Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare. Well, yeah, Modern Warfare Remastered. Fuck. It's the same thing. Same day.
Dude.
Modern 2.
Really Modern Warfare.
Yeah, it's actually Modern Warfare this time. Yeah, actually, it'd be so funny. NWR2. There you go. It's almost NW2. It's perfect. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know what they call it. Modern Warfare Trilogy, like, or something. Because that's already like a package you can buy. You can buy like the Modern Warfare Trilogy package and get like all 3 games digitally or something like that. So I don't know if they'd want to like conflict with that name too. But I think it'd be really sweet if they did that. So. And obviously that would be like only that and like not a new title in the series if they went that route. Otherwise they just go like new entry in NW2 Remastered. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
I'm really putting my chips on the fact they're gonna do an MW2 Remastered. And I mean, and they made it back compat like what, 3 or 4 months ago, 5 months ago. It's been a little while now, but they made it back compat. And I mean, by the time the game comes out, remastered, it'll have been backwards compatible for a year, which is
it's enough time.
Yeah, it's enough time.
Yeah,
enough time. The thing is, enough time for people to buy it on the 360 digitally if they don't have it already, and then still buy it again when it comes out remastered.
You know what? See, it sounds almost too perfect because here's the deal. Originally, when I heard that it becomes backwards compatible, I was like, oh, well, so much for a remake. Like if they make it backwards compatible, no one's gonna want to buy the new one. But honestly, if they just wait long enough and just make enough like graphical advancements or something like that, and then just be like, oh, it's been a year now. Maybe you want the remastered one, or you play with a whole big player base again. Because the issue, like I guess with the really old CODs, is that like they don't have enough people playing them.
Yeah,
to
that
get really good matchmaking,
That
and, like,
as can be seen in this stream when we first started, like some of the times you get in and like even though I had a 3-bar connection the entire game, I was still like teleporting around. So
yeah,
the servers on these older CODs are just not great anymore.
Yeah, well obviously it's all peer-to-peer connections on there anyways, but
yeah,
then, like, the matchmaking servers and stuff is not good either. And plus there's hackers everywhere, which is obviously that's another advantage. It's like, oh, the remastered one, oh, it's on a new console, so there's not gonna be any cheaters. So there you go.
Yeah.
So it'll be like the classic, so to speak, way of Call of Duty, or like whatever you want to call it, but with the purest COD of movie too. So now they just need to make sure that they ship like a microphone with everyone. Right?
Yeah, that good point.
Like comes with a microphone. Yeah, like, for trilogy with a mic.
Yeah, just bring me back to the good old days. Where you couldn't have a well, first off, you had to have a microphone to play, otherwise you'd get trash talked. But if you had a microphone, you're gonna get trash talked. It was great.
So yeah, it's like pick your poison. So what do you want to get just about?
Ouch.
Yeah, if you want to be a squeaker or just have no mic, we're gonna diss you either way.
Yeah. Bring back to the good old days.
It'd be actually really hilarious if they like as like even like a gag gift for like the Prestige edition, like shove a microphone with it.
Yeah, I mean, it was so much more like COD back in the day was just so much more fun than what it is now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's like the player base that has changed or like my opinion or outlook has changed and I just don't like participate like I used to, and it's probably like a little bit of both, because I mean back in the day, like on MW2 what I'm playing now, I spent just as much time in private matches, messing around doing like quick scope, no scope, or Michael Myers, I spent just as much time doing that as I did actually playing online. And like I didn't even think about it. Like it just wasn't. It wasn't like, oh, I need to play online and level up and grind just so I can have more titles and stuff like that. No, it was like all my friends are online. What are we gonna do?
Yeah, that's true. And like I guess when I get in COD now, that's not really what I think about. It's just like, oh, it's like even if my friends are online, like for whatever game, it's like, oh, we like okay, let's go and like,
let's just grind. Go like yeah, let's just go and grind
together.
And like let's see how many kills we can get without dying in a public game. That's
no, like okay, yeah, like literally on like Black Ops when we played Black Ops 1 back in like this probably almost a year ago.
It was like when
it
first went backwards compatible.
Yeah, it was a while, but like literally we had like a group of 6 people, and we went into like TDM, and again we were not cheating. I swear we were not cheating in any way, and we were just all like just really mechanically good, and like the people that were left playing the game were just probably just really bad. That's like, honestly that's really the real reason. Like people that are still playing the game at this point, really old CODs, they're either really good or really bad. There's not many average players left. With the player base. And so we went 75-4 in team deathmatch. In Black Ops 1.
Yeah, as a team.
It's just like, as a team. It was
like
insane.
When you
like,
hold...
It was super fun, though.
And it was like a full lobby. It wasn't like us versus one guy. When you hold an entire team to 4 kills for the entirety of the match...
Yeah, it's impressive. Yeah, like their team was like 0-14. Some people were like 0-14, and I'm like, dude, how do you not just back out? Like, like when you're just getting destroyed that hard, how do you not just like cut your losses and find a new lobby? Unless he did, and he found the same lobby. I kind of feel bad for him.
Yeah, feels bad.
Honestly, it feels bad, man. But yeah, it was insane because we really had just like Blackbirds on deck and Hueys on deck. Like we were just sitting there just waiting for them like when it expired to call on new ones. It was just insane. And like, and that was so much fun, like playing with a team like that and just like doing crazy stuff like that. But again, like there was no like honestly, I don't think I've ever played in BO1 like multiplayer, like a custom lobby of just like whatever. Like,
I did when the game was actually out. I had a group of friends that were really into like custom games. Like there was like a group of 6 of us that just really enjoyed like Sticks and Stones and like One in the Chamber stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we like fire up a custom game just to play that stuff.
Yeah.
Against each other.
That's ridiculous, yeah. Like the One in the Chamber stuff. Yeah.
Speaking of One in the Chamber, I remember the first time that I played High Roller. Like, before the game had been hacked to shit. Like, before it was really modded at all.
Yeah.
I finally built up... Well, I mean, I had, like... Because High Roller was, what, 25,000 per game? Right? 25,000 per game? Because, like, the lowest one was like 500. It was, like...
No. The lowest was, like... The lowest was 10. 10 was, like... 10? Yeah, the lowest was 10. The next one was, like, 2,000. Was Weekend Gambler, I think. I think it was like 2,000, and then it was like 25 grand for like High Roller.
But it was a lot. Like it was like the jump up to High Roller was
10K.
Very significant. Now I'm pretty sure it was. I'm like.
Don't make me boot this game up really fast.
85% sure that it was 25,000. Either way, I remember when I finally I'd like grinded the game enough. Which is actually saying something, because I didn't play the game a lot, to be honest. And I had like 100,000 COD points, and I was like, you know what? It's time. It's time to put it out all on the line. And I played One in the Chamber. Oh, and I remember another deciding factor of why I decided it was time was because I had also just gotten a like a legit Turtle Beach headset.
Oh yeah.
And so I could like, sound whore people. Yeah I could sound whore people in One in the Chamber, and it was like one of the most exhilarating experiences that I've ever had playing COD. Just run around, One in the Chamber, 25,000 COD points on the line. And I think I ended up getting 2nd place, which is pretty god tier. So
pretty dope. Pretty dope stuff right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked One in the Chamber.
Yeah. Honestly, I kind of like the COD point system as a whole. Like, it was so interesting compared to like all the other like methods of like unlocking stuff. Like, sure, I like how other CODs like make you like do certain like whatever you want to call them, challenges to unlock attachments or whatever. But I kind of just like being able to play the game however I wanted to play, and then just unlocking stuff without having to like do really weird shit to get stuff. You know, like for example, like in AW, like there's like really random like it's really random stuff. You have to like just make slide kills. I'm like, really, dude? Like I don't want to have to sit there all game and just try and slide all around like an idiot trying to get kills. Like,
yeah, like
it's not my playstyle. Like
the newer CODs went a little far with
the challenges.
Ooh, that was close. Yeah, they went like a little wonky with the challenges, but I mean, I get why. I mean, they wanted to like spice things up, and it needed it.
Okay, I guess here's the thing. Like, I'm not against like those challenges for like camos and stuff. Like to me, that makes sense. Like if you want to have like some crazy camo for like doing some really stupid achievement or whatever, like, that's fine. Like that's cool. Like you get it. But like to me, like basic things like attachments shouldn't be like locked behind ridiculous.
Yeah, I liked how
you know. Like you should be able to get like whatever like attachments you want to like to build your like kit around fairly simply without having to like be ridiculous and like do this many like dolphin dives or some crazy crap. You know.
Yeah.
Like to me that's just dumb. You know.
Yeah. So what do you like want to see in this next COD? Assuming that they don't do the triple Modern Warfare.
Yeah, assuming if they don't do that and then they do like because they're 100% of course going to do NW2 remastered in some form than the other title. I don't know, because I mean they did Infinite Warfare, the super cringy name from Infinity Ward. Seriously, I saw it and I was like, you guys just had to do it, didn't you? You just couldn't contain yourselves.
Yeah, and then
there's in World War II.
Yeah.
Right. And then the BO4. Alright. Well, so we had a future COD, a really old COD, and then now our kind of semi-future.
Yeah, because I mean, dude, everything's aligned perfectly for this remastered MW2 because like our timeline. Because I mean, Black Ops is just way the fuck out there, like doing its own thing. And so we had Sledgehammer, I guess Sledgehammer did like a futuristic, like a little more futuristic than like Modern Warfare series.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went way back to World War II.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, Black Ops is off doing its own thing, the same thing it did in like 2 and 3.
Yeah, they're just kind of doing their own.
And then, mission. So that means we're back to like Modern Warfare.
I like the thought train there. All of a sudden, it's like no Black Ops, and then Modern Warfare done.
That's all you need.
All right. Yeah, I don't know exactly what I am expecting them to do. I mean, what I'd like them to do is release the Modern Warfare trilogy. but I guess if it wouldn't be that, it would be like just some. I mean, if it was some more from the Cold War to like present day, I guess somewhere in that time range would be good.
It's like kind of Black Ops-y.
Yeah, kind of like Black Ops time, but like because Black Ops was like the 60s and the 80s.
Yeah, Black Ops was like the Cold War, or not?
Yeah, Cold War.
Yeah,
well, I mean, it was the Cold War.
I'm just like, give me an well, I don't know. I kind of like. I keep saying Modern Warfare, but I kind of like modern. I like playing with like modern weapons and like some futuristic stuff.
Yeah, see, that's why I said like from like Cold War to present day.
Yeah, I like. I wouldn't mind like a present day. I mean, like a present day alternate like reality type shit.
Or even like just bust out some home front shit. Korea's invading, EMP going on.
I mean, honestly, we could probably do a situation. Well, first off, it wouldn't be them invading; it'd be us invading them.
Oh, actually, that'd be so cool. Do like a game with like us invading Korea, but then at the same time, I don't want a war with an actual war, because I don't want Kim Jong Un to be really pissed.
That's that shit. That's that shit. That. I'll be kind.
Rocket Man get mad.
Yeah.
We don't. Let's not piss off Rocket Man. We don't have to.
That would be something that he would literally probably start a war over. But no. But
exactly.
I think that would make a good storyline though. Like, he gets mad at us for one of his various reasons that he always does, and finally he actually follows through and launches one of them nukes at us.
Yeah.
The entire game, the entire game could it could take two routes. It could be one, the nuke actually hits us and we're like, we're gunning, or
we intercept it in some way,
right? Like
then we retaliate. You know?
Yeah, we disarm it, and then like the entire game is like basically a spec ops game where it's like you infiltrating like Korea secretly and being like an undercover person and like sabotaging them from the inside.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool.
And I think that would be dope.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be a pretty fun game. Or even just like, I mean, that was kind of like just like a joke example, but I mean, it's possible, you know, if you want to do that, we could. But even like, just some of like, you could do like, you know, they haven't made a game about the Iraq War yet. You know.
Yeah, I'm not really like
I'm not sure if we should or not, but
yeah, I don't want to be like inconsiderate, but I'm not sure there's like a selling storyline there.
That's a good point. I mean, yeah. I'm also not sure if there's been enough because we're not even like technically like out completely yet. You know?
Yeah, and I mean,
so like
that,
I think
and we're not.
Soon, you know,
let's see.
I think it's too soon.
Is it? I'm a little uneducated. Is it a fact that we're like still not technically in war with them?
Wait, what?
You know what I mean? Like we don't have a declared.
Oh well, I mean, okay. Well, the thing is, we're not in
right?
Iraq. Well, okay, we were when like Saddam Hussein, whatever, was like in power. But obviously, like we toppled that regime, we installed a democracy there, and now like we're not at war with them. At this point, we were at war with ISIS.
I would say we're at war with terrorism, which.
Yeah, which is like a very generic term.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we're at war with like terrorists that are being harbored in these countries. So essentially, we're just there hanging out, saying, "Hi guys, we're just hunting out some people that are kind of bad in your country.
Don't mind us.
Don't mind us." So yeah, I'm not sure there's really a good. I don't know. I just don't know if there's like enough time has passed as well. I think it's too fresh to make content about it. You know, I think it's still too fresh for people's minds.
Yeah, it's too real.
Yeah, it would be too real. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure someone would do it, and I think it'd be interesting. But I'm not sure if like Activision would be the ones that would want to like tackle it.
Yeah, it seems like a risky move for them.
Yeah, it seems like a very risky move for Activision to do that. I totally respect their choice to not do it. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like another war like that's like in the modern day that they could do though, without like making another fictional war, you know. Because I mean, there was like in like it was like 1991 I think is when like the U.S. went to like Somalia, you know, Black Hawk Down, like that. We could do a campaign around that, maybe. But
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much like story there is like there to make. You know, how many like maps you can make of Somalia for multiplayer. But you know, like that's like I guess that was one event that went on that you could make a story about. Or
yeah, seriously though, Korea launches a nuke. That's the next COD. And on that bombshell, I think that's the end of the episode.
Sounds like the plan to me. And don't forget to catch us live next time.
Yeah,
Friday
live every Friday, except on holidays, because we're slackers, and you know we don't want to work on holidays. That's not us. What's the point of making your own schedule if you work on holidays?
Exactly. Here's the thing: it's a holiday. You're taking a day off. We're taking a day off. You don't want to watch us on a holiday. You want to be with your family too.
No, they want to watch us on a holiday. We'll put up a video, but we're not going to be live. We're not gonna force our schedule on you on the holidays.
Exactly. You just watch it on your own time. You just it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Grab the fam, put it up on the big screen.
There you go. Like Thanksgiving dinners, be like, hey guys, check out the lag show.
Yeah. Watch these idiots talk about stuff they don't know anything about and get destroyed in some game.
Yeah, like this dude get destroyed in the game while he's talking about something that he has no idea, not qualified to talk about.
It'll be a great family event.